Okay, we should be live. I don't know if I'm going to actually do an archive of this session unless we actually start progressing in hell. We're going to be doing some grinding today. I was just organizing my inventory a wee bit before we did that. I do need to actually identify all the crap. You can see we are in Nightmare. That's going to be to get our levels up. It should be relatively easy, question mark, to actually do that. We'll see. I don't care if we're selling under optimal. It's not going to hurt us at all. And yes, we are going to keep that Heroic Malice for hell difficulty. But let's go ahead and stick it into our personal stash. These are both not for this difficulty, so we don't really worry about them. So either way, I think we dump in there. And we are completely clean? Yes. So just in case we start getting good stuff, we'll have supplies. Our best place to farm is going to be Act 2. I want to go ahead and get some minions up here in Act 1, just so I have them. We can go pretty much anywhere we want in Act 2. It'd be fine. I'm going to point the fan towards me because, frankly, it's already warm. So if you hear the whoosh in the background, just realize I'm avoiding cooking. And yes, I will be summoning up normal skeletons first. Now, once we get into the Terror Zone, we should still be getting decent gear because it's going to be a similar level to us. I think it's probably going to be... Yeah, we're currently 71, so it's probably going to be right around our level. We're not terribly out of spec for it. That is 14 of those guys, and then we just start summoning the mages up. We need 12 of them. I do want to stick close to the waypoint, though. And yes, we have lost the map of hell difficulty by doing this. Is it a big deal? No. But it is something that I do want to be kind of aware of. Because that means we're going to have to find our path through to from the outer cloister into the catacombs next time we go to hell. And I will need to turn in the bloody malice next time because I forgot to do it before coming to this difficulty, but we should be fine. Not the end of the world. As far as player count, I think we might bump it up to 5. There we go. Players 5. That way we get more drops. Because we don't have the same kind of drop favor as we did in... Actually, we're going to go to Arcane Sanctuary. As we did in... Everything's going to be purple for a while. Yeah, as we did in the original game. Because bosses don't like dropping stuff in this. The ghosts here are a pain in the ass. It's not that huge of an issue, though. Mainly because they're going to go flying off the edge and die out there, so it's... I mean, they're already dead, they're ghosts. But they're going to die again. And end up in a situation where they don't want to drop anything. Because, yeah, the voids will eat it. But this is still going to be decent XP, I wager. Each kill is moving our XP a decent amount. That's lovely. Go ahead and come over here and get this stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with a lot of gems from this, just because of the nature of the beast. And yes, there is actually a reason I'm in here. We do have super chests in this place. Orbs of Corruption! That's one reason why we farm on 5. That is a new one by me. I actually haven't seen the red ones before. I don't think I have. Was Orb of Corruption one of them that we'd already seen? I know we've gotten... If it's one of them that turns it to either set or unique, then yes. But I think Corruption is more akin to a random stat modifier, if I remember correctly. I actually don't know about in this specific version, but for some reason, Corruption in a lot of mods is literally just... Okay, you're going to roll this thing. It's either going to completely break your item or make it great. And yeah, we're doing okay on players 5 damage-wise, which really surprises me. And yes, each kill, watch how much that moves each time we kill something. And I am planning to full clear Arcane Sanctuary. So if anybody has questions about Diablo 2 or about any of the games I've reviewed recently or anything like that, or any of the playthroughs that we're doing, I actually have today's playthrough uploaded. I have not made a thumbnail for it, so it will be releasing today. I have tomorrow's recorded but not rendered for the Let's Play Everything channel. So we're kind of on there with that. You get to see me get a little salty at something, which, I mean, it's fairly common. I swear a lot at stuff. Not a big deal. Gonna identify you. 13 life. Those can be sold. Organize this while our dudes are fighting. We're looking okay-ish. But we do want to get to the chests at the end of each of these. Why? Because they are super chests, believe it or not. And on players 5, we might actually get a really good drop from them. At least if they are still super chests in this. They might not be. They could very well have had super chests turned off or something. But it looks like they didn't. So we're going to have to pick up a bunch of junk and drink the potions just to see what dropped. Which is not hard to do, but we'll go ahead and pick up those as well. This is just so we can see what drops whenever we pull the next chest. See how profitable that is? Multiple gems, a lot of crappy potions.
I can't carry anymore.
There, and there. Identify? That is crazy, actually. Attacker takes damage of 29. It's not great, but that's a lot higher than a lot of things that have that modifier on it in the vanilla game. And nothing in the final one. So that's about what I'm expecting from each one. I'm actually expecting us to get one 3-item drop and one. Let's go ahead and go to this one. Yeah, one 3-item drop and one 6-item drop, and then I doubt the other one's going to be as generous to us. But we're going to probably go back to hell probably around level 80. Unless this proves to be way too easy. And we are on players 5, and it's still proving to be relatively easy. We've lost one skeleton, and we've almost leveled up just by doing a lap of one of these sides. So grab that. And we are done leveling up our mages. And I need to set that up so I actually know what the hell's going on. There we go. Yeah, I forgot to do that. Yeah, on OBS, the way I have it set up is I can actually see most of my analytics just by kind of looking over at it, and I can actually see the chats. One issue is, and one reason why I'm sometimes a little bit slow to notice YouTube chat is because the direction it scrolls. Twitch, it spawns the first message at the top, and then it builds up going down, and then it starts scrolling. YouTube has crap on the screen by default, even in the live chat mode, and your message gets put underneath this random little block that they have, which just does nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, we don't have anything on that central pad, so we go ahead and skip it. If there's anything on there, it's going to be like 1 or 2 guys. It's not worth stopping for. And you know, I probably shouldn't even be bothering to identify these charms. Because frankly, we're not going to switch them out in the middle of going through here anyway. And yeah, I do think there is a bit of a disparity between Nightmare and Hell difficulty in this, which on a level I can understand, and it's fine. It's just, it kind of messes with the flow of things. Generally speaking, you should be beating Hell, and this is just true of ARPGs in general. If their flow is designed properly, you should be going straight from Nightmare into Hell if you are doing a difficulty-based system. You shouldn't be spending a exceptional amount of time doing any kind of grinding, as that is just another disengagement point. I know people who love grinding. I don't mind grinding if I really, really, really enjoy the game. Like, this is cathartic. This is, I can go mindless and talk about anything while I'm doing this. But if you have to enjoy the base game for grinding to be fun, and it has to be optional, like you can choose to engage with it or not for it to be, again, fun. If it's mandatory, that immediately makes it less enjoyable for me. Are we looking on gems? Pretty good. I'm going to keep the runes in my inventory, solely for the fact that it'll automatically stack them up for me if I get more of them. We could very well end up with not an excess of runes here. We could end up with a decent number of runes because we have ghosts. Ghosts, by their nature, at least if they kept the drop pools relatively similar to how they work in the base thing, it works fine. Big red one with the big horns. Does Grill need to be red now? But yeah. We already... I mean, we could kill him, I guess. We could kill Diablo. He's not in a terror zone, but it's not like it would hurt. Could get a good drop from him. I don't know if this preserves the drop patterns of bosses from the original game. I know it doesn't for uniques, and I know that they say that the drops from Endariel are bugged in a way that makes you actually have to re-roll stuff. In your cube. But how's it going, Gablin? Welcome to my evil ways, where I am looking to just farm levels for a few hours. Yeah, if we get to 80, I might end up going to Hell difficulty today, but we'll see. Really am surprised it's been a while since we've seen any gems. Can't complain. You're knee deep in probably the oldest, longest running RimWorld colony to date. Sweet. I'm actually surprised you didn't start streaming on RimWorld. I mean, on one hand, I'm surprised. On the other hand, that game is a time sink. It's about it to the 17th year. You normally don't play a colony for that long. They usually die by this point. I mean, don't we all? I mean, if I was dropped on a planet that was that inhospitable to me, I probably would die within 17 years. We might have chance cards. RimWorld is super chill and you play it super slow, so playing on stream would be incredibly dull. There is nothing wrong with dull. I live a dull life as a dull man. Oh no, they're horsemen's. I see what it's going for. And the level requirement on it's not bad. That'd be good on a zealot. I don't know if I'd actually use it. Yeah, I actually like watching chill games as long as there's discussion to be had during it. That's the hard part about it, is actually keeping a topic up and running on it. Like, I'm gonna have trouble with that today because we are literally just grinding. So I'm going to run into a situation where I don't have things to talk about, so I'm probably going to end up going into the weeds of algorithms and stuff like that, because that's what's on my mind lately. You're not Northern Lion, you can't just talk to yourself about nothing? Do I need to come in there and give you random subjects or things to hate me over? You could talk about your D&D plans. You could talk about things you like in gaming these days and things you don't like in gaming. Talk about stuff that you enjoy about the voice acting scene and things you wish would improve. I mean, it is my job. My job. What you pay me the big bucks for. But yes, I do need to find some more why the hell does this exist images to send you. My cash is low. And you may be saying, no, you don't need to, but yes, I do. I must. Is the criteria. See, I said it. Oh. I do like my disturbing memes. Levels are oh, we're losing this terrorized zone. It might be going to Act 4. We'll find out. We're going to go ahead and start grabbing the other golems, and then we're going to go into golem mastery. Do I really want to mess with a lot of curses? I think we're going to have the plus skills to actually just be fine with it. So let's go ahead and start moving down the list. Yeah, I guess need is a strong word. That's why there are a million skeletons, because I'm a necromancer. And not the kind that likes necks. That's a vampire. Vampires are necromancers. I am a necromancer. That and it lets me be lazy. I could probably make a thumbnail while I'm clearing this out. If that tells you anything. Can't quite draw while I'm doing this because I get into like the rabbit hole brain for that, but beyond that, yeah, Necro Summoner is probably one of the best like stream-friendly characters in the entire game. Because I can just sit here and exist. And 99% of the time, I don't have to worry about dying. There are exceptions. There is garbage that I'll have to deal with, but for the most part, I'm fine. One downside is in hell, it's really hard to get this started because I need bodies to hit the floor. The creepy thing is they can walk on space. So they end up luring the ghosts away and killing them over the void. And losing me all of their items. And I think, yeah, we have like 8 minutes left on this terror zone and they'll go somewhere else. Are we going to clear all 4 paths? I don't think so. Not on players 5. But yeah, I also, this is going to be something that you're going to cringe at, I think. I want to do a run of Baldur's Gate with the party limit mod on, which is like essentially no limit on it. I think the max is 16 or something like that, and have everyone be summoners just to see how long turns take me. See if I can actually finish the game like that with just so many bodies to control. Or see if the game breaks first. 'Cause I'm trying to think how many summons that would be as well. Because there's a few ways to have more than one. Think I'd either break the game or speedrun it? I mean, why not both? I don't have that meme on hotkey right now. Yeah, I wager at some point, especially if you go with a lot of like faster summons, or even just, especially if they're the permanent summons rather than the timed summons. I think you would eventually reach a point where you're just getting first turn and decimating everything. Because we were getting close to that and we weren't even focused on it. We just happened to have a bunch of summons for both of us, and we just ended up not summoning a lot of things. And I also just wanted to grind today because I needed something cathartic after getting annoyed at a game. Because I have actually reached a point with a game where I have no idea how to progress, and you just put something that I legitimately can't kill with my units. You got bored of that there summoning. I can understand that. I do find this build to be a little bit more meh whenever I'm playing by myself. I actually prefer Poison Nova. Sometimes, or if I'm doing solo, Self-Found Bone. But yeah, I do prefer just straightforward damage dealing builds most of the time. It's just that if I'm going to be doing something where I'm distracted, this is just easier. I have to say probably the easiest build in Diablo 2 is the freaking Nova Sorceress, if you have all the stuff. Druid was fun, but not for you. You felt it was super overpowered for the build you were trying. Yeah. Well, if you you didn't min-max, but if you min-max in D&D, you can just suck all the fun out of it. True of the video game and true of real life. Okay, so that needs to go in, that needs to go in, that needs to go up there. We're going to identify it, see if it's anything good. It's Cathan's garbage. It could suck a dick. Go and grab that for money, because we're probably going to gamble a little bit to see if we can get anything cool from that as well. You never been one for min-maxing? I don't mind running min-max builds, but generally speaking, I prefer thematics. Like, Grill, for example, is definitely a thematic. M is a thematic. Sure, they're competent, but if I was min-maxing, I did things wrong. And we should be leaving Terror Zone in less than 3 minutes. So I don't think I'm going to get all 4 paths done, but we are going to go ahead and grab the chests regardless. How are we looking on scroll quantities? Yeah, I should be picking up every ID I see. I just realized what that sounded like. But yeah, I think I need to be funnier so I can actually turn some of these streams into freaking shorts. I am bad at having succinct thoughts, though. I ramble. I produce way too much nonsense. Are you streaming today, by the way, or are you I know you said weekdays. I wasn't sure if you were going to go like all in right away or if you were going to kind of ease into doing every day. You're stremming? Groovy. I do like that we already got all the treasure chests in Nightmare. In 1 hour. Maybe I'll be bringing... Maybe we'll be doing, like, D&D on stream at some point, maybe? I think it would be fun to get a few people that I know who actually have decent mics and consistent schedules to do a D&D stream on there. Although I don't know if I'd be up to DMing it. That one is Circle. In case we wanted to go do that. We can pop out here. It's not like there's another chest in here. We can run this until it's no longer terrorized. And then it's a meat. Oh, we got another unique Grand Charm. Sweet. Depends on how the Mon Hunt campaigns go. You could DM something goofy around Monster Hunter. Okay. And we went to Act 1. Okay. I mean, that's not terrible, but most of the places I'd want to farm in Act 1 are just kind of meh. Now let's just go ahead and finish shredding these guys, and we'll head to Act 1. And yeah, we'll get... Oh, we leveled up again. Fire Golem! We have 1, 2, 3, 4, F5, F6. There. Now we have all of our friends. But yeah, I'd be up for a Monster Hunter D&D stream. Okay, so all of those are terrorized. Oddly enough, Cold Plains is not. I don't know why. But I think out of these, I want to do Stony Field. Reason being is I want to go into Tristram. That's pretty much it. I don't know if this includes freaking cow level. I don't think it does. I can check. I'll have to ditch the old. We can go and grab that. I'll have to ditch the old leg, but that's not a problem. And now we start dumping into Golem Mastery, which we probably will reach max level on as well. I might get one in Revive just for extra bodies, but I don't think we're going to need it. I heard the small charm. Go get him, boys. Oh, we actually got a Sunder Charm of all things. Okay, we can get those in Nightmare now. Yes, I'm just gonna dump all that stuff up here. We have quite a few gems. Quite a few runes. That'll sell for money, I guess. But right now I'm just looking for uniques we haven't seen, set items we haven't seen. I don't think I necessarily need better gear for hell difficulty, except until we get to Act 4. The only time I think I'm going to need a better gear. But yeah, I am looking forward to the Mon Hunt. I don't think this includes cow level. Okay, Kane, do your job. That is melee mastery, which is very weird for a javelin of all things. Let's go ahead and get our runes set up. So we have pole just going straight in. Tier, ith, eth, brawl, tall, Nef. And we're getting up to a decent number of some of these lower runes. Be fun to do the occasional goblin streams too. Yeah, we just have to keep it PG-13. Goblin with a fat ass is fun, but it can get a little rambunctious for Twitch. Okay, we have Horseman's Gloves, which we keep. That charm we keep. Piercing we keep. Resist lightning we keep. Energy we ditch. That we ditch. That we throw into the junk jewels. That we keep. In fact, I think that's going to go in there. And that's just going to get sold. That gets sold. We keep that for just for posterity's sake. Although that one is better. We could go a pacifist build in this if we wanted to. And all of that just gets sold. That we keep. So this is the stuff we keep. Hey, Cheesy, how's it going? Pacifist build in violence games? What is this madness? It is my madness. No. Pacifist builds in Diablo 2 are weirdly common, and I do find it strange that it's almost become like a trend in and of itself. Okay, single slot ones. Those can go into the junk jewel pile. Because I forgot to put them in there. The only thing you like to pacify is the rage against you within relatively colder blood of your enemies.
Welcome back, my friend.
But you don't want to pacify the rage against a machine? I'm sorry for coughing into the microphone there. It's been like a weird weather day as well. There's been a lot of pollen and it's been getting to me. You need to go eat something for blood sugar? I feel that. I literally just ate an orange and had an orange and some cheese. Real normal combo there. Okay, so that's going to probably overcap this, I think. So we're going to start in on our new one. Yeah, that was 12. I don't want to have more than 100 in either of these. Great combo, especially if the cheese is a hard cheese. It was pepper jack. Because it was either that, American cheese, or shredded cheese. That's all I have right now, unfortunately. Oh, I have Parmesan as well. which isn't that bad. Oh, and I forgot. I need gold to buy stuff. Yeah, for some reason I've been on like a weird spicy kick lately. Not like spicy, but just like I need things to have a little bit of kick to them. Otherwise it just doesn't taste right. Probably just having mental issues or something. I don't know. Capsaicin is good for a lot of things. Oh, how do I make the cow level? Oh, I just used the leg now. Okay, I don't have to use that. Fine, go away. They made it so I don't need garbage. Okay, so this is not terrorized. So I guess we go for Black Marsh next. Look at that XP go. And this is just like per kill. Have I ever tried spicy yogurt chicken soup? No, I have not, actually. I have done cayenne chicken soup. I've never really done much in the way of creamy chicken soup. Put a lot of spice in plain yogurt and let it sit for a day. You cook the chicken in the pan with oil. Once it's edible, you add that yogurt. Okay. But no, I've never had that. I'll look into the prep before it. Got something good there. Scratching my back. Got another orb of corruption. Okay. I'm guessing these only drop in terror zones. I need the other orbs, though, if I want to find all the uniques and sets in a relatively... Ooh. Gimme. Ooh, piece of candy. Let's see. Keep cooking until it becomes more fluid, but don't dry the water out of it. Okay. Yeah, dried chicken and dry most stuff sucks. Not even just chicken. I have to say the worst dried food, though, is dehydrated onions. Fucking awful. Some spicy yogurt chicken soup. Interesting. But yeah, I don't use yogurt to cook a lot. Generally, the only time I have really used yogurt in cooking would be Greek food. Oddly enough. Aw, it's only 2 sockets. Duh, new game? We're still gonna take it. Yeah, I mean, my chicken soup is relatively quick to prepare, too. Because usually whenever I'm in the mood to make soup and stuff like that, I'm in the mood for meal prep. So I will be cooking up a lot of chicken. Just on principle. And time to start leveling that. See how strong they become. Probably not as strong as one would hope. Yogurt is a good medium for a lot of stuff. I mean, I'll add stuff to yogurt, I just don't cook with it. Even if you overdo the spice, it does not let you ruin the whole food. It kind of absorbs the taste. In most cases, yes. Do you just use normal yogurt or do you use Greek? Because despite the fact that this might just be people I know having weird taste buds, I know a lot of people, they don't say they notice the difference, or if they do, it's not as big as it is for me or something. Because I can be in the mood for yogurt and not want Greek yogurt, and vice versa. There's definitely a difference in the types here in the US, at least. Turks also originally had yogurt, so we don't call it Greek. You're lactose intolerant because Turks consume yogurt and not milk. Ah. I did not know this. I know not things such as these. I also don't know in great detail very many people who are Turkish. So... I've had a good number of viewers from Turkey, but yeah, that's a whole different discussion. I thought I heard a charm drop somewhere. Might have just been the gold and I was getting hopeful. Yogurt needs to be sour and naturally. Ah. Staff of Elemental Mastery. That's not bad. Might end up using that on a sorceress. Yeah, right now I'm just kind of chilling in here. I should be probably working on either Saturday's stuff for Lancer or a script for Saturday, or... I have a lot of things lining up on Saturday. Or I should be working on the stuff that I'm currently not able to disclose, that I'm getting irritated at. Yeah, here, even Greek yogurt is sweet to an extent. It does have the tang, though. It has the sour tang, but they usually add a lot of like fruit or vanilla and stuff to it here. Or sugar. Now, I'm probably going to need someone to remind me whenever I get down to enter level 5, I need to drop it to players 1. Otherwise, we are wasting potential drops. Which isn't a huge issue, but... that is a crime committed against yogurt? I don't mind either kind. I have had, like, straight plain Greek yogurt that didn't have a lot of sweetness added to it. That was more in line with... I'm trying to remember what I was making it with it, because I wasn't just straight eating it. That was one of the Greek things I was cooking. It was with chicken. It was one of the sauces. I can't remember the name of it. I ended up not liking it that much, so I didn't end up keeping that recipe. I need to find some new ones. Ooh, conviction. Where's... oh, he has conviction. Okay. Gimme. One more floor. And yeah, I am just meandering through. It's not a big problem. There's nothing here that's a real big threat. Have you ever eat Iskender? Not yet. How's it going, Flying Boots? You doing well today? We're doing our grind before hell, although we probably could just go there now. Because we have started dipping into Golem Mastery. We're not going to max that out in Nightmare. We could get it up to a decent level, though. Hey, Adam, how's it going? I'm gonna have to start differentiating between atoms. By the way, we have a few in the community, so I'm surprised you guys haven't bumped. Progressing some Diablo yourself, checking out this mod. Pretty fun so far. It's kind of, there's some things that I don't agree with, but for the most part, it's fine. I'm having fun with it just like I do with the original one, and it's not completely off the wall. Because I guarantee you all of us have seen a handful of mods that are just completely ham-fisted. 516. I might just call the other atoms by their last names. Because most of them have a last name. Players 1, because we don't want to waste the potential drops, even though she doesn't really seem to drop as well in this. Although she never dropped super well. She dropped more animal well. But, that's a game that I do want to play, but I am terrified to play. Because it's going to be one of those where I get stuck on puzzles and I have to shit damn fuck my way through it. Basically swear to get my brain processing all this stuff. That's how I process things. It's stupid, but I can't swear my way through it. I can't solve it. You should see my checks on code. Just, if I'm looking for where something's breaking, the output starts getting obscene. Well, I broke it that swear word. Well, I know where I need to go fix it. There's an orb of conversion, so we can get other orbs. It's not always corruption. And we are going to keep those out just so they can stack. If you have cooked thin slices of beef or lamb meat, put that over tiny cubes of cut hard bread and pour molten dairy butter over it. Put the thin slices of beef and lamb on top of that on plate, preferably a long plate, and pour cooked high viscosity liquid tomato sauce. That actually sounds decent. I like those ingredients. It's hard to get lamb here, by the way. So I would probably have to go with beef. Lamb is just kind of really overpriced here. Okay, let's go ahead and deposit our garbage. Fortunately, we didn't get very many high runes in that, but I'm not heartbroken. Okay, so we've got corruption. Can we actually stack them in there? No, we have to stack them here. Now, Kane can identify all of our garbage. As long as you get the bread and thickness of the beef right, you'll be good. And I'm assuming it's real bread, not Americanized sugar bread. I know, I am from the US. I still recognize that our bread is essentially cake. Yeah. Thing I'm a huge fan of is gyros, but that's fairly basic stuff here. Generally speaking, they use pita a lot with stuff here, but I prefer naans. Sugar, you have not had American bread. Sugar and bread does happen here. You have sugar and sandwich bread, yeah.
Good day.
You can get real bread in the US. It's just A lot of our commercial bread does have a lot of sugar in it. And a lot of our mass-produced loaves have sugar in them.
Oh, hi there.
Are we looking on money? Pretty good. Once we get probably all of our shared stash full, I might start gambling again. Tried Wonder Bread when you visited. It was absurd how cakey it is. I don't like Wonder Bread. I mean, I can tolerate most of the sugar bread here, but I don't like Wonder Bread. What level are we? 77 already? Jeez. Oh, this is... Okay, so this is not, but this is. Okay, game. Oh, and I forgot to up the players. Players 5. Yeah, we wanted players 5 for drops, just to boost the number of them. If that's not Steel Clash, I'm going to be sad. It's Kill Hunger. Necromancer, okay. Do we go for good resists, or do we go for Necro Shield, apparently? It actually works for our build, it just doesn't have any resists on it, so I don't think I take it. It's not just the taste, it's the texture. It might as well be Victoria sponge cake. I actually like sponge cake. But no, Wonder Bread, it's not my favorite. I would much rather even just take like generic like Walmart white bread over Wonder Bread. Which I know some people will completely disagree with me on, but trying to think what probably would be. You almost got frozen by that. Although I don't think we can be frozen, can we? I should probably upgrade my belt. I don't know what the upgrade formula in this mod is, though, because they've changed things on us. But yeah, I would have to actually have something to compare it to from outside the US, but it's kind of hard to do here right now. There's a tree in your RimWorld colony that eats corpses? I mean, real life trees eat corpses. They do. There's like a whole thing where people intentionally get buried in basically planters for trees. At least here there is. I don't know if that's an international thing or just here. Oh god. That is quite the bit of carnage. I am fine with a tree eating me. Honestly, if I'm dead, I'm fine with anything eating me. I don't even care if it's cannibals. If I'm dead, I don't care. It's like, okay, circle of life. Don't waste those calories. I got plenty of them in me. I'm a pretty good source of iron. Fat. Protein. Wasn't the corpse, but he did it with his ashes to make a tree grow. Yep. My carbon footprint will be negative when I'm dead. Every day I'm wandering. Where do we have cleansing from? Did I put something with cleansing on? Oh, we have it from the rare armor. I think that was rare, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. My stance is when I die, do whatever you want with my body. If it can do some good, awesome. If it's completely destroyed and totally worthless, I mean, chuck it in a pit and burn it. I don't care. I've never really understood the fascination with very elaborate do this with my body after I'm gone wishes. All I want is delete my browser history, tell everyone I'm gone, and do what you want with my money. Make sure the games go to someone who appreciates them. For my body, it's just like, eh. I've already thrown it down the hill a few times. And I do see that path over there. We might go check. We should check it out before we go wandering the other way. Ooh, spiders. For some reason, the spiders just reminded me of freaking Grounded, I believe is what it's called. And their arachnophobia mode. Their arachnophobia mode is more terrifying than the spiders. They become these like ominous floating orbs. It's extra creepy. Like a Stephen King movie. I think it would be kind of awkward if people like resurrected your corpse a la Frankenstein. That one I might have some kind of like mental opposition to, but I still wouldn't really care. But it would be kind of creepy to be, oh, you're getting arrested for indecent exposure even though you died 2 years ago. And I forget what kind of special things there are things you can't do if you are going to do the tree thing. I know that for sure. Like you can't get embalmed, for example. That's a fairly obvious one. But, I mean, you're getting treeified. Plant a redwood from my corpse so that I may live and grow tall. Actually, no, if I was going to choose a tree, like if I got to choose like specifically which tree would eat my corpse, I want that one that's like a super organism. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's basically a conglomeration of a bunch of just... I forget what species it is. It's one of the largest organisms on Earth. Yeah, I think it might be birch. But yeah, they're basically connected via the roots. And it's, I think, the most amount of biomass of any living organism or something like that. I don't think it covers the most area, if I remember correctly, but I think it's like the most biomass or something like that. There are enemies in there that we need to kill. That was a very good pop of my neck. Don't know if it came through the mic, but it came through my skull. So how are you liking, I'm trying to remember the name of it. The Warhammer game. I can't Rogue Trader. There we go. Jesus. I need to work on this thing called my brain. It's got the London fog. It's just the tree you would choose. I think it might actually be birch. Here, I will look it up real quick. It's an aspen, not a birch. Called Pando. Oh, let's see. It's fun. You're definitely liking it more now that you're not doing the deliberately hard option. Sorry for not being as chatty. Most of the time whenever I am watching streams, I'm lurking because I'm either doing something else or I'm laying in bed trying to go to sleep and failing horribly. You just got this mod. You think the rares are interesting? I'm checking ones that would fit my gear a bit. Like we picked up this heavy belt. I could upgrade that possibly. It's one of those things that I don't check everything, but yeah, I am checking them. That one's probably not what we want, but I know that we've gotten rares that have auras on them even. Lurking 90% of my streams while yeah. Lurking is fun. It gets me all the channel points, so one of these days I can just chain redeem all the Scooby-Doo voices. Like 85 of them in a row. Actually, I think I can already do that. Yeah, this game... Even LOD, even though it's a bit of a pain to get running smoothly, it's not the worst ever, but it's a bit of a pain. Because it generally does not like newer systems unless you have a glide wrapper for it or something. But the gameplay of it feels so much better than a lot of new action RPGs for me. I know that might just be nostalgia talking, but a lot of new ones, it just feels like you're just number go burring. Whereas this is, oh, I actually feel like I am making a build. I'm not just dump it into the thing to min-max X thing and find out that 3 months later that there was a wiki guide that told me, hey, if you go this fire skill instead, it's a lot faster. This is like, oh, I want to be a summoner. I can be a summoner that actually properly summons stuff. If I want to play a melee necromancer, there are ways to do it. That's another thing that misses from a lot of new action RPGs is counterclassing. Even D&D does counterclassing. If you're wondering what I'm calling counterclassing, it's basically melee sorceresses. Blade Singer is a good example in D&D of a counterclass, where it's one of the tankiest builds in the game because it's one of these interesting little wizard tank things. And if you set it up right, you can actually get some pretty gnarly combos going. But Blade Master, and I think it's Abjuration, is super tanky as well. But how's it going, Strat? Just look at the UI, better looking than many UIs we see today. And you can actually have more than 5 skills, because it's not built for controller by default. I can understand having a controller UI, but I do wish that more games built themselves around the fact that, hey, I can have a massive skill list and be just fine if I'm using a keyboard and mouse. If I'm using a controller, switch it over to a 5-1. You can make it so that whenever you're loading in the game, and actually, Divinity Original Sin 2 does this. Whenever you're loading into the game, it says press a button to continue. And that determines your control scheme until you relaunch the game. You can do that with an action RPG. That determines your UI. You wouldn't have to worry about anything. Oh, and we've got our Monarch. We need 156 strength. Although, I might actually keep this Big Bees instead. I keep looking at Big Bees and being like, that's another Cathans. Damn it. Do I want the strength? No, we're going to go life. We're going to stick with our big shield. Yeah, I keep seeing Big Bees and I'm like, that's just copyright infringement, unfortunately. Or is it trademark? I think it's trademark, technically. Because copyright would be if they made a Bigby's Giant Hand spell in this. Sir, we got your rune. I mean, I will make a spirit in that shield. Just probably not use it on this guy. Probably use it on a sorceress. And there's another horned helm. Probably the same one we already got. We have actually started getting duplicates. Look, it's a dragon mask. That does not look like a dragon. Looks like a freaking green bunny. I need to go... Another one I need to actually go back and play again is the Warhammer 40k action RPG. I part of me kind of wants to do kind of, not necessarily a design doc on action RPGs in general, like what makes a good one and what makes a crap one to me, but kind of more of a why new action RPGs feel soulless kind of situation. Prophecy. Warhammer 40k Prophecy, and I'm trying to remember the other. It's a standalone expansion, but I'm trying to remember the name of it. But yeah, there's two of them. They're not as strong as whenever they launched, but they're still fun. I do like me some action RPGs. The one that I wasn't super enthralled with was the Fantasy Warhammer one. That one felt very restricted. The only real problem with the 40k one is it felt a bit more repetitive than it needed to. Like, the encounters just didn't feel interesting after a while. But the actual gameplay and skill options were decent enough to be worth playing at least once, especially if you're interested in action RPGs. Yeah, I need to be careful in here because they will target me. Can you not just stand in the middle of Death Valley there, mercenary, please? She just keeps, like, just standing out there and getting shot and not moving away from it. Which is usually a bad idea for a ranged character like her. Okay, so she didn't die. We got some gauntlets. Let's go ahead and check those out. Garbage and not quite garbage. Thems are just slightly different Cleglaws without the knockback. And yes, we are going to lose the Iron Golem there. She's probably going to chunk it down immediately. If anyone could write something like that, aw, I'm flattered. Throw in some build guides as well. I mean, I did enough build guides. I think we've been build guided out, but... How many actually skeleton magi do we have? 12? Oh, it doesn't scale at the same rate as the normal skeletons. Huh. Interesting. I am flattered. I am fattered. How are we looking? We've got about 18 minutes left on this terror zone, so we can go clear another area. But yeah, if I do something like that, it would have to be with a big caveat of these are my personal tastes. That's a cool helmet. Yeah, some of these feel like they should be in class specific items. Hey, Berserker's Hauberk. I mean, Berserker's Hatchet. We already have the armor. Mighty Scepter can go away. We're going to go ahead and have Kane. Kane. He's able to identify this. Want to keep you. Want to keep you. You. Actually, we don't want to keep that. We'll go ahead and keep it anyway. Lower resist. Charm. That's actually a good one for us. Whenever we start running across physical immunes, we could just pop that out. What level do we get with that? Just 6 just by having it in our inventory. If I have duplicates of that, I'm probably going to get rid of one of them. What do we get rid of for this one, folks? Faster hit recovery, vitality, and energy. I think I get rid of the magic find one. $26, $27, $28, $29. Yeah, we already have fall runes. We're actually at 3 fall runes. Probably the most worthless mid rune. Yeah, goal today is just see what levels we can get up to in Nightmare, and then we'll eventually just go through and beat most of Hell tomorrow. At least that's the plan right now. So far, my opinion of this game is... I mean, not this game. This mod is it's solid. It's solid enough. We do need to keep Cathans. We actually don't have one, despite my disgruntled response to finding it. We don't actually have one. Okay. Go ahead and open that up. Get you down there. All of this gets sold except for that. Well, that's not a bad small charm. Those get thrown into the jewel pile. That gets thrown away. That's not bad. That gets thrown away. That gets thrown away. That gets thrown away. That's not bad either. That gets thrown away. But yeah, I'm trying to think of how to approach it without also coming across as a complete asshole as well. Because I know there's a lot of people who love stuff like Path of Exile and stuff like that. And swear by it. And it's a good enough game. It's just, it could be better. If they had decided not to just go with the ridiculous passive tree. And making the game stretch out to be about 3 times as long as it needs to be. It should have been a sequel, not a... I mean, they're making a sequel now, but I think Fall of Oriath should have led into a sequel. And you should have had 3 difficulties in each one. Maybe have character transfers over and have level scaling or something like that. Yes, you do end up with the level scaling bloat, but it's more compelling. Where it's like, okay, I've beaten the first game, I've gone through the difficulties on it, challenged myself in the challenges, done the post-game stuff, enjoyed it, and now we have a new game, Path of Exile 2. But instead they went the route of, okay, we're just making Path of Exile again. The story does advance, but I don't have as much faith in it. I'm not willing to spend money on it. That's a good measure, I guess. I do think we have... Oh, I didn't mean to pick it up. It's fine, but I didn't mean to pick it up. So that's going to put us at 96. The backwards of nice. But yeah, just getting everything done has been a bit of a challenge lately. 78. Let's go to... Darkwood seems fine. We haven't cleared this out. We also have some various areas we can go here. Go down into the caves, wander around in there a little bit, because that should be terrorized as well. Our XP growth has slowed down significantly. We're not bad off right now. We're not getting just like hands over fist XP though. So it does start feeling like maybe we should be in hell difficulty. I'm hoping the next terror zone is Act 4. But I doubt it's going to be. If it's Act 4, we'll go do Diablo and then move on to hell difficulty. I should do a... Ooh, there's an Orb of Infusion. I think we've gotten each and every one now. Yeah, I think it would be kind of nice to like do a Diablo night. Maybe if it's just on like the Discord server or something like that and just play BattleNet Diablo 2. Let anyone join in who wants to join in. Kick people who decide to come in and yell horrible things. As does happen on the internet. Although, for the most part, I think we've actually successfully purged most of those kind of people. One of the orb turns rare to unique. Yep. One does rare to unique, one does rare to set, and I don't know what the corruption does yet, because we haven't thrown it in there with stuff. I'm kind of afraid to, because I don't want to break my good stuff. Oh no, the tremors show signs of slowing. Oh no. Yeah, we're close to 80. That might be worth checking. Nope, it's 2 sockets. If we wanted that, we'd want it to be 3. Yeah, we have 1 for sets, 1 for uniques, 1 for turning to rares. And then, if I remember correctly... trying to think what else we have. Does this actually increase? Yeah, it does increase life. Couldn't remember what they'd cut off of stuff in this. Yeah, we have 100 perfect gems to mess with. But yeah, it's infusion, corruption, and what's the one that we just got? Yeah, we got infusion already. I think that's the one that turns things into rares. Which, yeah, rare items are still solid in this. There's a lot of mods that they've brought over from either unique items or even just like cut out mods. We do not see the day-night ones. At least not so far. Which I do wish that... I think it would have been interesting if Diablo 2 did end up using the day-night cycle for something. It's in the game. It does register that it is day or night. And you can actually visually see the difference. It's just, I don't think there's any mechanics tied to it. Ooh, Scarab Husk 4-socket. That could turn into probably, yeah, there's not a lot of good stuff that we could turn that into. There's some okay stuff. And I'm not bothering to pick up the socketed antlers because even though I could make some interesting stuff with it, I'm probably not doing a druid that would benefit from it, which is usually wind druids. Wind Druid is super low on my list. I do need to check if they've made it so that low-level claws can get stuff, though. My screen seems bright. That's because I have it set up for recording. Uno Momento, and I can put it back to default settings. Options. Video. Where are you hiding there? Yeah, I have that set so we can actually see stuff more. I know some people don't like that, but makes it a better viewing experience. And also, one thing, if you ever stream, you'll realize another reason for that. Compression on dark video is ass. The Alzorath is old, needs bright screen to see things. I need high contrast to see things, definitely. I think we've already cleared most of this place. I mean, I'll take that for selling. We're reaching the point where I'm grabbing stuff just to sell it. For gold. Gold, yes. Speaking of streaming, oh yeah, your stream is in 6 minutes, Gablin. In 6 minutes. You too. Yeah, I will lurk it on my second screen because I think the person that I'm currently lurking is about to go offline. Because they started before me today and they usually stream for 4 hours. They started earlier than usual. Okay, down into the passage. Hello, guys. I've come to give all you boneheads a hug. Oh my. Maybe that should be Grill's voice. Oh my. What y'all doing down here? I got myself a giant pot and ladle to smack around some monsters. Yes. They taste like chicken. This is probably just another Zerkers. Yeah. I always get them in batches. Batch. Sapphire can go there. Yeah, I always get freaking that and Eisenhart's. The Eisenhart's case specifically in batches. I would go kill Diablo before your stream starts, Gablin, but I don't think I can do that in 4 minutes without teleport. Yes, batch. I could just go like Redneck Valley batch. Yeah. Oh my. That said, one thing that I always feel really awkward doing is trying to do an accent for a place in front of people who naturally have that accent. My brain does just freeze up. It is, yeah, it's L tier, I think, or something like that. The walking stick. I actually thought about making it. If I remember correctly, it has life drain on it, though, doesn't it? Or am I thinking of the wrong one? As far as the teleport staff goes. Not for usage, just for teleport and running? Exactly. I'm actually surprised that that was let through, but because of the accidental link. Don't click that. Foolish mortals! Marius, what have you done? You clicked on a link. It's extra weird because if I remember correctly, I actually set Twitch to not allow links. I need to probably double check that. Definitely do not put .com or anything like that, because those I actually have. I have it set to not allow links, and I have those explicitly locked down. They'll turn into a bunch of stars. I don't think it'll ban you, because I don't use... I mean, I have Nightbot, a Nightbot account, but I don't use it. Okay, this is going to be Eyes and Hearts. Oh no, it's Fernandez's plate. We have gotten 2 of those now. Haunted Wisdom. If that had resists, that would be amazing. Because right now we have lightning resist, which is the main reason I'm keeping that over this. That mana regen, though. Corruption is all but dissipated. It's spreading somewhere else. Excuse me. Oh, it's only 3 socket. Yeah, once it dissipates, we'll go wherever it's headed to next. Which is probably, considering my luck, going to be Act 5. If I had to take just a wild-ass guess. Yeah, Act 5... I don't mind it that much. It's really good XP. The only problem with it is the variety of enemies. Yeah. See, I called it. The variety of enemies there is good in many of the places, but absolute nightmare fuel in others. Especially Worldstone Keep. Generally, that's a place you just want to teleport through. Because you can get gloams on floor 2 and the throne. That would be a really good... I could do a white in that, or I could look and see if there's other rune words.
Yes.
And yeah, we'll be going to Act 5. I just won't be doing anything stupid. So we've got 2 goal runes, but we haven't gotten... There's mid runes we still haven't gotten. That's because if I remember correctly, the runes drop in a fail down order. So basically it has to fail. It rolls, say, hey, where's the rune? And then it goes from Zod down to L. So it has to fail each step before it can actually drop the one below it. And obviously it's limited by, hey, here's your... Take that, we'll take that. And those can go in there. We have infusion. We're up to 4 infusions. I think conversion is the unique one, and then there's a green one for the set. Yeah, I just enjoy just kind of chilling in Diablo 2 anyway. The fact that we have to grind a little bit now just doesn't actually bother me that much. That comes out, we transmute that, we get that set up, so we're at over 100 and some odd gems. Oh, I'm having to adjust in my seat because my back's killing me. It's killing me, damn it. Murder. By mesh-backed chair that has been deflated to just a board with a pillow on it. Yeah, I have a very, very, very worn-out chair. And I apologize. There we go, and I think we're good to move on to Act 5. We've actually got 2 of our tabs full. All of the places here are actually stuff. It's tough to find, yeah, good chairs, especially ones that have, this one actually doesn't have what I like on it. I like, this is going to be super cliche, I like racerback chairs, because with the actual, like, proper car style adjustment for the back. Forgetting what it's called, the lever on the side. I like those the most, but they make my back sweat a lot. So I went with mesh last time I got a chair. It works pretty good. Although I wish the mesh, on one hand, I wish the mesh was slightly less dense and that there was more bracing back there. That way more air would get through. Because it'd be better to have just solid bars across it. But right now, it lets some air through. Cooling is very important to me because it gets hot as balls here. Okay, so we'll go to Frigid Highlands first. Hi, guys. I'm glad that they murdered things about as fast as we showed up. That was easy enough. Now we take care of this. And this is actually a really dangerous Bloody Foothills because of these guys. The slingers have pierce, which means that my minions don't actually keep me from getting hit. Which is a bit problematic. Oh, and throwing weapons are a lot better in this. For those of you that are curious. They have auto-replenish. Woo! And I think... Where's Shank's life total? I think Shank is dead. Yeah, they murdered... No, Shank teleported away, I think. I don't see his corpse in there. It's kind of weird. Yep, there he is. Yeah, he has teleport on him. I didn't even actually look at his stats before this, so... I was just letting it run. How are we looking on Terra Zone? We're Terra Zone level 80. Okay, 2-socket garbage. Lower resist when struck is not bad. And do all rare claws have that now? So everything is just a mosaic these days? Are we just gonna make a mosaic assassin just because we can? Why are they not dying? They took him down way... Oh, it's because it's a boss. They should start taking them down now. I was like, why are the enemies so tanky right now? It's because everything is distracted by a dumbass right there. Yeah, you guys take them out. I am going to steal all their potions. And then we're going to come up here and leave, because this place sucks. Okay, War Axe. Yeah, it's just Rake Scar. Not a great axe, but not terrible. It's literally not a great axe. I know that was a dumb joke, but I stand by it. +4 to Bone Spirit? The crap you say, game. Well, if I find a good white wand, we'll take it. We could make white out of what we have as well, because we have that summoning one, but that would not be best. But we have reached level 80. That means I think we're about ready for hell. Do we finish up this Terror Zone? Probably not. We do need more coffee, though, is what I need. Coffee, the thing that both takes me off of my sleep schedule and will eventually put me back on it. For caffeine is God. It is certainly the only deity I need. There will be people who will probably actively dislike if I do this as an archive, that will actively dislike this for that. It's going to be up as an archive over on YouTube anyway, 720p. It'll be in the stream archives. But I don't know if I'm going to put it in the Diablo 4 Reimagined archive or not. Oh, for a socket. That's actually a good one for an infinity. Here, we'll get one more level and then we'll go to the... That's the name of the mod, isn't it? Reimagined? I mean, it does sound a little Disney-ish, but... I'm sorry, Diablo 2. Jesus, my brain. My apologies. Apologies. God, I'm starting to do that now, too. Forgive me, I have been up for... Actually, I've only been up 13 hours. But I've been staring at a screen writing or editing for about 7 of those. Which are not good for your mental well-being. I need to get caught up on writing for the Nostalgia Bait as well. Because I will start actually forgetting the way I wanted to phrase stuff if I don't. I have notes for all the games, but I don't know if I actually want to go back and possibly watch the experience while I rewrite it. Some of those are 20-something hour playthroughs. One thing I want to be is a freaking fly on the wall how Josh Strife Hayes does his reviews. For some reason, I have a gut feeling that he plays through it and then he actually listens to it while he's writing it, because he does kind of do the movie summary kind of approach to reviews. Yeah, you don't watch Josh Strife Hayes reviews if you don't want spoilers. Because he basically goes through the entire story. And he does movie recap. That's the phrase I was looking for. A Lith Rune. And we're almost level up. We should level up off of this pack. Oh, almost. It's a pretty enjoyable YouTuber. I don't watch his streams very much. He's been doing a Dark Souls, I think is what they call it, or something like that. Basically, he's exercising in Dark Souls. to actually make a certain amount of like physical health progress on that, which I think is good. But for the most part, what I watch from him is his long format videos. Let me go see if I can remember. I don't actually remember the name of the series. That tells you anything. He mostly got a lot of traction because of the worst MMO ever series. I think, yeah, Was It Any Good is his series. And it feels like he very much does with that's the one that I usually watch. But it feels very much like he just does a movie recapped kind of approach to stuff. Because he almost hits every story beat. Yeah, it doesn't need to. It just was taking too long, so I decided to go ahead and just do this. And also, hell difficulty is harder in this than it was in vanilla. So do keep that in mind. Especially if you start going into this.
Stay a while and listen.
So I want that over here so we can actually have those be just kind of like their own thing. We're going to throw stuff in the sockets. That just gets sold. I think we keep that. And that. And that. Replenish life plus 20 small charm? What? We're starting to get weird small charms, and it's throwing me off a bit. We're probably going to use that on a character. Okay. Tier. Eth. Tal. Ith. But yeah, in hell difficulty, enemies are just tanky buggers at the moment. Oh, we're going to keep that. We can get rid of those. That we keep. Might even actually keep it in our personal stash because Bone Spirit Ring? The hell you say? The Hellman you say? Let's go play hell difficulty. But now that we have multiple golems, we should be able to get our corpses at least a little bit faster. Give me some bodies. Oh, we're still on players 5. Here. Save and exit. I think I want players 1 for hell difficulty because we're going progression now. We're not going for leveling up. And we're not going for drops yet either. We'll probably end up going through some hell runs for drops, but that's much better. I wonder, does his defiance level go up? I think it actually does improve with levels. Yeah, I'm going to try and kill Endariel today, so this will probably be in the archives. I wouldn't include it if I didn't do any progression in it, though. Okay, so that's all of our normal skellies. This way. And yes, there's a lack of blanket immunities in this. These guys still will rip us a new one. I do like that the enemies are not shattering as much, even though we do have ice mages as a thing we will regularly have going on. Ooh, cudgel. If I remember correctly, that is... No, that's not the enchant one. The enchant one is the other one. Ooh. Weapon damage, weapon fire damage, fire resist. So basically it's the weapon counterpart to... I'm trying to remember what it's called. The Hydra shield that paladins use. Well, they don't use it. It's a paladin-specific shield that nobody uses. Unless they're going for a meme build. Which, if you know me, I sometimes do. I like my meme builds. My memes. Okay, so you go there. And there's only so far I will go with my memes. Because, oh, we did get to Inner Cloister. I for some reason didn't think we did. Oh, and we need to go turn in. Almost forgot. Hi, Charcy. We actually did your quest. we did her quest. We just, yeah, didn't bother going any further. Yeah, we got in here and we killed Poison Guy. That's what we did. Yeah, hell difficulty, especially with these. I have a feeling we're going to run into multi-shots in Act 2 as well for the greater mummies. But we're probably going to be seeing a lot more dangerous attack patterns from enemies. Just because of the nature of the beast. Yeah, you have negative 120 resists in this difficulty. You have significantly tougher enemies, and they have things like multi-shot, just naturally. It's not even a modifier on them. And I am going to burn through potions like a madman. I am slightly curious if Andariel's going to be scarier or not. I don't think she will be. I think she's just going to be normal Andariel. I think the scary part is going to be just the normal enemies. Fly, you fools. That's probably Saigons. We'll check, though. Nope. Holy Boots of Aminater. That sounds like a paladin set, if I've ever heard of one. I mean, who else would wear holy boots?
I sense a demonic presence here.
Do you really sense a demonic presence here? I think we're actually losing ground in here. That is sketch. Sorry, I'm concentrating a little bit. Think we're going to be fine, but I don't want to risk it just yet. Let's go ahead and just make Trash Golem. Yeah, I'm not going to make a good item golem just yet. We can make a few of them later on. We could make an insight. We could make a thorns. We could make... Actually, I'm not sure I'd actually want to make a thorns one. I think insight's about the upper limit of my this might be worth it value range. We'll see, though. But yeah, I definitely want to beat Andariel today, because we passed level 80. We can beat Andariel. I'm pretty sure we can beat Andariel. We might beat Andariel. Andariel might only slightly kill us. Just slowly decay the expectations. If anything, my stubbornness will win out over Andariel. Because frankly, that's how we play these games. Tiara to socket. Yeah, we do keep that. That goes in the trash. That goes in there for selling. That'll probably just get sold. Okay, so you... Yeah, we're good on actual units now. I'm actually surprised we didn't lose anything to those guys. I was expecting them to take out at least one. Now, as far as our path through this place, don't think this is going to be the right way, but we're going to take it anyway. Yeah, we're going to probably multi-path this. Because this is just going to go into a hallway there. Which I'm not... Oh, geez. Ouch. You bastards. Come on, my minions. Join me. In this lovely, beautiful little room. Which can be all yours for $9.99. Call 1-855-555-555-555 and 55. And you too could be 5. Brought to you by Diablo 5. Bone Visage. That should be Trangul's. Nope, it's Yavin's Infernal Visage. Which is not bad, but not my thing. Was it you, Yavins? No. Not going to pick up Decrepify? Not until after we've actually beaten Hell difficulty. The way I generally do it is I'll go the Thorns route. Up through... Pretty much up through the end of Hell. And then once I've beaten Hell, I switch over to the Might route. Because, generally speaking... Going through the game is going to be easier with Thorns. Whereas, because the bosses, namely. And I think we got stairs down. Whereas clearing places like cows and stuff like that is going to be easier once you get Might with like Amp and Corpse Explosion or Decrep and Corpse Explosion. Only reason you ever want to go Decrepify against an Act boss is if you're wanting to slow them down for some reason. Which I don't. I want them to hit me more. I actually do want to have everything in my army being hit at any given time. Because that's essentially giving them a second round of attacks. Because I don't need that 15 frame cooldown or whatever it is. I think it's 15 frames. I'm just going off the top of my head there. Yeah, I don't need them hitting that cooldown like every time. One reason why fanaticism isn't very great for him. I mean, it's nice. It does cut down their attack frames a little bit. That's possessed, so he can't be cursed. If only someone would include an ability that lets you actually focus your minions' fire. That sadly can't happen because it would require a code change. Because you'd be basically using an AI altering skill, but in a way that AI has not been programmed to be altered. Generally, if I was going optimal for this, though, I would probably end up going with Corpse Explosion right now. Because that would speed up everything we're doing. It's just, I want to relax, so I don't want to have to be, like, juggling all the skills all the time. Which would be basically managing all the summons, and then you go in, amp damage, Corpse Explosion once you get the first drop. Then you resummon your summons out of the corpses, and we also would end up with less summons that way. What is that doing right there? Attract, there's no way to exclude enemies from it. So you either have to leave it as is where it can't actually focus in on bosses. Jeez, I should be paying closer attention to my life. Where it doesn't focus in on bosses, or you end up in a situation where, let's go ahead and just spread those out a little bit. Sorry, I need to concentrate just a moment. Give me about 5 seconds of actually summoning crap in here. There we go. We got through it! We'd only wasted way too many healing potions. Yeah, Attract, just due to its nature, wouldn't necessarily be ideal. One, it's occluded from affecting bosses, which that one's actually relatively easy to fix. The issue is it attracting enemies to attack it as well. So you're no longer doing focus fire of your minions, you're doing focus fire of everything. Which Attract is a halfway decent spell. So is Confuse. I think they're generally underrated by most, at least, especially by new players. Or by players who like to min-max for damage. This game does have decent control skills. That said, I really don't like the changes they made to... Speaking of modifying AI altering skills, the Barbarian Grim Ward should have been an aura. Possibly carry it on to something that looks either like Conviction or... Yeah, Conviction would probably be the best one. But basically, the way they did it makes it so that it can't apply to the most important things that it's used for, which is super uniques and bosses. Yeah, there was quite a cluster going on there, Colby. How's it going? You usually use Attract as a summoner. That's how you get your first corpse. That's a decent enough way to do it. I'm lazy and I go Thorns and Amp with a Golem. If you don't do Golems, you can actually... Attract is a good alternative. Just don't end up with a boss back. This is Reimagined. It's a mod. I don't remember what version number it is. It should be the latest one. Unless they very, very recently did a big update. Because I want to say it's version 2.0 or something like that, or 0.2. And it's going to be Reimagined D2. There. Thought they, yeah, it is going to be 2.0, 2.0.5 is the version of this. It's from Nexus Mods. At least that's where I got it. Generally, I don't go to too many like game-specific modding sites because yeah, that's sometimes a good way to end up with like a virus and stuff. Although I don't know if D2 modding is a thing even. Because back in the day, I don't even remember what its address is now. It's something weird now. Frozen Keep was the main one for Diablo 2. And that actually was pretty reputable. Because they also, to an extent, did Diablo 1 modding there too. Or at least you could get some Diablo multiplayer. No. That is unfortunately a pain in the ass with D2 Resurrected. Could probably do some code mods to bypass that, but then installing it would be not necessarily always the best thing to do. Because Blizzard's kind of locked it down a little bit. Yeah, Confuse and Attract are very solid spells. I will sometimes use them on Bone Necros. Just for a little bit of extra oomph and control. I still prefer just the Bone Wall method, but not terrible. Okay, we're out of a Clay Golem. Go and get mages going in here. They actually do more damage than the melee guys, but this is a big but, and I cannot lie. And all you other brothers can't deny. A skeleton walks in with an itty bitty waist and a bony thing in your face. Ugh. That's going downhill very quickly. I apologize. As far as Attract with Corpse Explosion, I mean, yeah, it's fine. I'm not a huge fan of CE builds. They just feel so boring. And they only work in specific areas. Otherwise, you might as well just be running any other build and it's just as fast because the enemies are spread out. But yeah, finding our way down to Endariel is going to take a minute. Especially if we keep getting Flayer groups. And we keep getting our guys kind of lost in random locations as well. I am noticing they're getting stuck in these rooms because they can't see the stuff that they can pass through the walls, if I remember correctly. But they might at least be able to pass through the grates and go over voids. But they're definitely pulling the usual nonsense of, oh, we don't see it, we're not going to help. Most hated enemy, Gloams and their kin. Those lightning bastards can rot in hell. Second least favorite is probably the dolls. That said, back in the day, I played casters way more than melee characters. Dolls are a nightmare for melee characters. I would say Oblivion Knights used to be on my list because of said melee characters, but they're not anymore. Not since they ever removed Iron Maiden from the boogers. Yeah, Stygian dolls. But yeah, pretty much all the dolls. There's the little Burning Dead dolls. I forget what they're called. I am bad at remembering the subspecies. I generally, my brain only works on the overarching series of enemies. Does this mod pack add maps to the end game? I don't know yet. I don't think it does. But it does change up hell difficulty a bit to make it not necessarily more challenging, just higher level. But not that I'm aware of. Hey, Gremloblin. How's it going? And hi, Walker Zeus. I forgot to ask how you're doing as well. Yeah, it's pretty chill. If it does add maps at the end, we're going to probably find out sometime this week. Because this is my first time going through it as period. But going through it, I'm doing Necro first because I prefer Necro. Necro is love, Necro is life, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why I went down the freaky Shrek path there. But yeah, hopefully everyone's doing okay in both chats. People are showing up in both locations because it's Diablo 2. I actually didn't think most of the people who watch the Diablo 2 stuff came over to the Let's Play Everything channel. I sure hope YouTube isn't doing something weird where they correlate all your channels with one subject. Otherwise, I am boned. Although it might explain a few things. Yeah, my main channel, I've been trying to get more into reviews on it. So far, reviews have actually started breaking the top 30 on that. Shrek is love. Ancient memories. Oh man, you're making me turn to dust. I remember the first moments. I was there when... I was there for the old magic. Oh, lordy. I'm trying to remember what the first meme I remember is. I mean, I was there for Hamster Dance, but I'm not sure what the first one I was there for, because back in the day, back in my day, most memes were just really slow loading JPEGs. Yeah, I do feel like a Necro Summon. I feel like that without reminders of how old I am, because, yeah, I'm old, mother truckers. Oh, keep moving, you idiot. Why did he... I don't like it whenever it does that sometimes, where it tries to actually make me stop on top of spots. Like, because we're clicking just slightly outside of here, so it stops running. It is mildly infuriating. Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom. What's funny about that song always makes me think of System of a Down. I know it shouldn't, and I know that System of a Down fans are going to hate me for saying that. Can you guys stop being morons? For just like 5 seconds. Thank you. No, apparently they can't. Okay, so they're down. Oh, and that's good. That's immediately going to attract. Yeah, hi. Here's an ancient sword guy for you. Little amp damager. Let's go ahead and make another one out of the flying axe. And yes, I do just trash Iron Golem.
To the hell that spawned you, Andario.
Okay, so that'll get identified. We'll mess with this stuff in just a moment. Those might not be mage fists. We've gotten our hopes up before. But there's Andariel down. Hell difficulty. Exhausting. Identify my items, please. Thank you. I forgot that we picked up some charms. It's fine. Weapon lightning damage can go away. Final flight. It's the final countdown. Okay. Keep that. Keep that. Ditch that. Ditch that. Xanadu's Dreams. I did not expect a roller skating reference. That was not expected. I don't think anybody here is actually going to know what I'm talking about with that. It's an old movie. Back in my day. That's some nice stats on it. Nothing else. Okay, so we... Oh, yeah. See? Skein of Pain. Or Skein of Pain. I'm not actually sure which one that is. Those are going to go in there. Amaters, Tiara, Loath Budget. Those are all going to get sold. That's kind of neat looking. I don't think we actually use it.
Good day.
And I will bother organizing most of that stuff later. And a pole rune. Mainly because I already did enough organizing my inventory at the beginning of this. Yeah, how many meme lords are in here today? Jeebus. And Ort. As far as the gems, I'm just going to toss them in here for now. I will mess with them later. Because the way it works in this one, I mean, this one's fine. The diamond can just go straight in. These I have to do one by one to actually get them to cooperate. But let's go to Act 2.
Order welcomes you.
It's worth 100,000. It's only got 18 lightning resist, though. This actually doesn't have resist on it, so maybe we should have taken that. There we go. And we should start regenerating mana. Yeah, you can have over the standard, like, 40 slots of charms, but it comes with a penalty. The Necromancer has a build that can go around that penalty, simply because the Blood Golem actually gives you Blood Curse. So you start casting spells with life. So you can have a full inventory on a Bone Necro and be perfectly fine. But unfortunately, I am freaking exhausted right now because I have been staring at a computer screen for too long. So we're going to do a little bit of a short stream today. I will make it up for it whenever we're trucking our way through hell difficulty next time, so I can get some rest today and get things uploaded and thumbnails done. And I will see you guys next time after we raid somebody. Let's see how many people we can send to him, because he's just getting back into streaming. I want to see him succeed. We're gonna raid his ass. He's playing Warhammer 40k. And I will post it in here. Raiding ps:// www.twitch.tv/Mr. Gablin. There you go. I will see you guys later. Bye.